Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about enumeration and enumeration. Before we start enumeration, I suggest we install Metasploitable, so because we will be performing most of our job here on Metasploitable here. Okay, so I will show you how I install this one. Okay, this one can be installed using it's a Windows, it's an intentionally made vulnerable Windows Server machine, Windows Server 2008. Here we can perform all the commands that we need. So to install it, first you need to install Vagrant. You can do it from this link. Okay, developer dashboard from here. Okay, yeah. You can download, if you're using Windows, you can download Windows from here, or Linux, you can download it from here. So I downloaded already. Once you've installed this one, I think it will ask you to restart. Then just make a directory, follow this command, and do this one, cd. But this we can find it here also. You can also go to Google here and just type Metasploitable 3. Okay, this is 3. It has version 1, 2 and 3. This is 3. You go to their GitHub page. Okay, you'll see here we have instructions here, right? Make directory, and you just open CMD as an administrator, or a better PowerShell. PowerShell is preferred actually. I use PowerShell to do it. And you open PowerShell, you run it as an administrator, and you just run this command, make a directory, then go to this directory. Okay, not this one, this is if you're using Linux. If you're using Windows, you can follow this instruction, then invoke this one. Okay, this will download the Vagrant file, then just type Vagrant up. Okay, it's going to run for you. If you are using VMware Workstation, which is what I'm using right now, once you finish this, you should run this one actually, this command. Okay, if it doesn't work, you can run this command. It will install it on the VMware desktop, and then you can just search for Win2K like this, 2K8 on everything or anywhere, and you just click the VMX file here. It will open for you the Windows Server here. Okay, this is basically what we will use, and we go to Vagrant here. Password is Vagrant as well. Okay, I will leave the okay, so now we have a vulnerable Windows Server. Okay, we can test many things here. Okay, now let's go to the Kali Linux. When we say enumeration, we just mean basically enumeration means just getting information, user information. Okay, and in the last video we did port scan and service. We found out the service as well and the details, right? Enumeration. But here we are going to check the user information, domain, groups, all these details. Okay. To do that, we can use different protocols actually. It's not just one protocol. Let me go ahead and close this one. We don't need this one. This is Q. No, I think it was ESC Q. And this was one. Yeah. So yes, let me clear this one. Clear CD. Okay, so let me run the first protocol. Okay, is NETBIOS. Okay, so I'm going to use the tool called NBT scan. Yes, NBT scan. 1 second, let me clear this for you. Clear NBT scan. Okay, and I'm going to -R. I'm going to type the IP of our metasploitable machine, which is here. Let me open here CMD IP config is 135. Let me go here 238.135. okay, so you see now we got the information of the name, the NetBIOS name. Okay, we're using this command. Basically NetBIOS is a protocol that's used for the naming, the names, for communication between devices using the name, the value name here. Okay, so you see the NetBIOS name. We using this command we were able to identify the name, Vagrant 2008 R2. Okay, even sometimes it will give you the group information. So there are other tools you can use, but this is the one that is commonly used. Okay, and as I said, there are like I will be showing you different tools for different protocols to do scanning with enumeration, but that doesn't mean that those tools that I showed you are the only tools available. But I'm just going to pick and choose the best tools that work for me and the best that are available, the latest tools that are mostly used tools. You can experiment with other tools on your own. Okay, now that we know this NBT scan, okay, we can see more options also. You can just go -H. We can see that we have here more options. Like here, if you go up here, we have -V for verbose output. Verbose means more details, like div to dump packet, L for what output. So let's try the same command, but this time let's go ahead and use the verbose method. 1 second. Okay, see, the verbose method will give you more details. It will give you also the group, the work group, unique, and yeah. Okay, so let's try another command. Okay, SMB. SMB is another protocol that's used for file sharing on the network. Okay, so that's what SMB is, and it's important to use for file share. Okay, that's what we use to share file from one PC to another. It has different versions, version 1, 2, and 3 actually, version 1 and 2, yeah. So 1 is the oldest, and it has many vulnerabilities. Okay, so most Windows actually it's not, it's disabled, secure by default. Okay, but some old PCs or Windows have this vulnerability. So we have many tools for SMB. We can use one tool called SMB client. Okay, but this tool actually didn't work with me. I tried it with different operating systems like Windows Server 2008, and even I tried it with Windows XP. It didn't work. Okay, but we can use it. You can try it out. SMB client -L. You just type here. L means list, to list for me the shares, the file shares. 192.168.238. 135. Okay, you can just click enter. So see, it's telling you error net resource. See, this is the problem. It doesn't show you the share. Okay, it doesn't show the share at all. So it doesn't share the share. But if you know the user and password, it will work. Like for example, in our case, we know that the user is Vagrant, and the password -P is Vagrant, right? No, 1 second, put it here. Vagrant P, Vagrant. No, 1 second. Vagrant. And I think we have to remove this one. If we are going to log in, you have to remove the L. L is just to list the user, and we have to put this one. I think it's this one, or no? Yeah, this one. Just to make sure it works. Again, unknown U. Okay, U. I think it's the Yes, failed to open SMB, failed to obtain the credentials. So actually, this is the problem with SMB client. It didn't work for me before, and there is a much superior tool, and it has many features. It's called NetExec. Okay, it was installed already by default in Kali. You can just type NXC, the protocol name SMB, and then you can type 192. The targets 238 IP. Okay, and then we can type the user. We don't have to type the user actually. You can just put it leave it empty here. This is called anonymous login. Actually, it will allow you to log in without username or password. Okay, without specifying username and password. And then I can just, I need the shares, right? So I just define here shares. See, now I got the shares here. So now I was able to get, not the shares, actually I couldn't get the shares because you can't log in using the for this PC. Let's try another PC, the Windows XP PC. Okay, but I got the domain, the name here. Okay, even though we didn't get we got the name of the PC and more. Yeah, you see, when I tried this for on Windows XP, I was able to get the shares. These are the shares: IPC, admin, and C shares. Okay, for your information, those shares are hidden. Okay, if you see a $sign after the name, like this here, they are hidden. Okay, they were designed to allow admin access remotely. Okay, yeah, without username and password. Some of them without any credentials. That's the purpose of this. That's why it was actually designed. Okay, so this is one of the benefits of using NXC. Okay, I noticed that it works where other tools like SMB client didn't work. Okay, you can check also the users here. You can see the list of users. I showed you the list of you can use groups also, users, groups, many more. You see, now it even gave me the user here. JCorp is actually my user. Okay, this is the domain, and you can use group also here, groups, and many more. Okay, even if you have like the username and password here, like if you know the password, Vagrant for example, Vagrant, okay, and Vagrant here, and we're going to change the IP so we can access the Metasploitable. If you know this, you can just type here shares. Okay, it will give you the shares. It will allow authenticated shares here. Okay, it will give you the shares. Okay, even if you try users for example here, it will give you all the users. You see, I was able to get all the users here because I was authenticated. Java and Hut and Ben administrator, all the users available in that domain. So this is one tool you can use. Okay, and I suggest we use this one always because for SMB, especially for SMB, because it's always effective. Okay, and there is one more thing we need to discuss actually. We've talked about NetBIOS and SMB, and there is one more tool called FUF. Okay, this is used to fuzz directories. Like for example, let me give you a demonstration here. Okay, let me give you one website here, any website. Let's say it is this one. Okay, any website, whether it is a website or something. Okay, for example, this website. Okay, right now we have this, right? So let's say I put here index.html or some other site, no directory, right? Let's see what else we have. We might have different directories. Login, for example. Okay, login.aspx. Okay, you see this one? You see this one? Like when you log in, when you first go to any website or from any web server, you're going to find this domain, right? Okay, but you want to access the login page or something like that, or the index.html to check what are the hidden paths available on this domain. Okay, usually it will come after the .com, right? You put slash here, you will try, for example, index.html. Okay, and it is not working. Then you will try robots.txt. Okay, this is working. And you will try also sitemap dot xml, or we will try also login admin or login. You can try admin, but I don't think admin will work. It might work, but we will try here login, for example, login.aspx. Okay. So now we were able to find this site, right, by manually going through trying different things, different paths, right? But different directory names. Okay, but we don't have to do it manually. Actually, we can use something called we can just fuzz it out, fuzzing. Okay, that's why this tool is there. That's the purpose of this tool. So what we will do is instead of putting this one, okay, after .com, we're just going to mention put fuzz. Okay, basically fuzz. Okay, so it will indicate to this tool that this is the word that we need to check. Okay, so what it will do is you will also define a word list. Okay, it's a list of common directories like login.aspx and many more. Okay, it's going to check each one by one. Okay, see what response it will get. Okay, if it gets successful 2000 success or other, it's going to tell you the work. Okay, that's the idea of it's going to check the list of common directories. Okay, it's using basically the word list. You're going to find it on your share folder. Okay, user share folder, but usually you can find also here the word list. This is where you'll find most of the word list. Okay, like when we talk about word list, this is a word list. For example, a word list for common passwords. Okay, password 1 2 3 4 5 6, all this stuff. Okay, even you can use fuzz for this purpose, but this is a topic for next week. I think we'll talk about this one. But our concern right now is the directory fuzzing here. Right, fuzzing here we have for fuzzing we have different word lists for fuzzing. Actually, if we check here common directories, you'll find many directories for web content here. See, this is the directories. All this are the common directory names. Okay, it's going to try one by one. It's going to try this one. It's not, then this one, then this one. It will try all. Okay, automatically. That's the purpose of FUF. Okay, so let us try this one. Clear. I'm going to try this one. And let me try Edge. Actually, I want to see the options available. And yeah, so Edge is just the name, the header. X is the method to use, and B is just cookie. CK use recursion scans recursively. Only fuzz keywords is supported. Okay, recursion is basically if you want to check different two levels. Okay, that's why you use this one. V verbose. Okay, verbose, you have to use V dash V. this is this option is useful so that it will show the, not this one, this is verbose, and it will show you the results on the screen here. Okay, and MC also is important, matcher option. It will help you select which status codes you want to display. Okay, for example, if it's 200, success. Okay, FC, if there are status codes that you don't need to see, like 400, 404, this one like means not successful, right? You can use this one. Okay, so let us go ahead and type this one, FAF. Okay, clear, FAF. I'm going to type my HTTP. Okay, I'm going to type here 192.168.238.135. okay, here I'm going to mention fuzz, okay, because we have to indicate that this is what we need, right? Fuzz, and here we will mention the word list -w. The word list is usually on the user like this, and share, and word list, and dirt, and common.txt. okay, I think I made a mistake on that one. MC, we need only 200, and comma 302 errors, and -v. I think there are mistakes here, that's why it's not working. It's not looking correct. Let me check it here. The errors are actually on the word list location. Actually, the word list location is not here, so let me go ahead and check where was the location here. And we have to use also -u here, okay, for the target, and user share word list derb, and that one. Okay, so let me go ahead here. We'll use -u, okay, and user share, okay. Let me 1 second. I have it here. Word list derb, and I think that's about it actually. Okay, give me a second, actually it's lagging. Word lists. Yes, h host fuzz MC20. okay, make space here. Yeah, so you see now it just did it, already fuzzed it, and it got the result actually. See, the result is, the answer is index.html. It gave you the answer here. Okay, let me show you index.html. So let's try it out. Okay, let me just, you can go to the browser, open any browser, okay, and type the IP, and you can type the path you got from FAF, okay, index.html, and you will get the result. So this yes, now we will continue with the rest of the enumeration techniques. Okay, we've talked about web content discovery using FAF. Okay, there is another tool also called Go Buster. Okay, it does the same thing, but this is much faster and recommended to be used actually, much better. Okay, just understand this these options. Okay, it will help you tune or optimize your commands. Okay, I mentioned here the descriptions for each, and if you need also, I will attach this one on the I will attach a link so you can download this. Okay, because it contains all the, it's a cheat sheets of enumeration for enumeration. So I will attach it for you, and so you can download it. Okay, there is more tools, but I chose only the best and the ones that actually work efficiently all the time. Like NetExec here, SMB enumeration, we already tried this one. These are more options, like if you want to do anonymous login, like without any password and username, you can just put it like this. And if you want to check the list of the users, groups, password policies, even vulnerabilities, it will show you here. Okay, and NetBIOS enumeration, we have we've talked about it also. This is the best tool for it. I think NPT scan is much easier. And next we will talk about SMTP enumeration. Okay, SMTP is just used for emails, outgoing emails basically. That's the protocol for emails. It's using port 225, 465 or 587. Okay, so the purpose is to identify valid email account, enumerate SMTP commands, and discover mail server configuration. Okay, so we have SMTP, we have NSE, we have SNMP. Okay, all of them, and LDP also enumeration. All of them will have different tools, but its own standalone custom tools, right? Like here we'll use SMTP user enum. Okay, and here we'll use NFC. But initially, in order for us to identify whether it's actually the sports are vulnerable to this or no, we have to use nmap scripts. Okay, for all. Okay, so for example, here I'm going to open here, for example, now. Okay, let me just check what is the send control and vagrant here. I'll type vagrant here, and I'm going to check the IP config here. IP config 135. Okay, so let's just go here. Okay, and we will try to do this. I don't need this one, just put this in here and put it here. Yes, so what we will do first is we're going to go with nmap -p25. okay, and then we're going to type the script command. Okay, and then you're going to choose SMTP -enum -users, comma, SMTP -commands, comma, SMTP -vol ***, right? Then you will put the IP here, 168.1.238 and 135. Okay, so right now in our case, okay, SMTP is closed. You see the port saying it's closed, so we cannot use this tool in order to check for vulnerability. Okay, but the next step is, if this was open and we were able to see if it has this SMTP vulnerability, okay, we would be able to yeah. So in my case, I couldn't actually do that. Okay, but because it's closed. But the next step is going to be to run this command actually. Okay, to run this command, SNMP SMTP user -enum, okay, and m verify. Okay, and -u okay, and here we'll define the word list like this. It's just a word list, okay, and here and dash the target, which is our IP, okay. This is how we can find SMTP details about MTP, okay. SMTP verify command is used to verify users, like to make sure it's actually there, okay. Username list is for word list, target for this. So this is used to identify valid email accounts. You can use this using the verify command, okay. SMTP commands, enumerate SMTP command, discover misconfiguration, okay. Next is NFC configuration, okay. This is a protocol used available in Linux. This is basically same like SMB but for Linux, okay, used for sharing files. Discovered exported network shares that may allow anonymous access contain sensitive files, okay. So this is Nmap NSE script, okay. And for this one, this could work actually, but I have to run Metasploitable 1 because that's actually where the where we are using Linux, right? Because it's not going to work on Windows, because Windows actually uses SMB, it doesn't use NFS. Okay, so I'm going to try to do it in the Metasploitable 1. Okay, it might work for us. Okay, the first step, as I told you, we are going to use the scripts and map scripts to identify if this is even vulnerable to this or no. Okay, it might not be vulnerable, then or the port could be closed. So it's always recommended to do this, to test, to check first. The port is 2049. Okay, let me try this one. admin, and ifconfig. So the IP is 133. So let me go back to my Kali Linux, and I'm going to try to do it. Nmap -p 2049 and script nfs show mount, comma, nfs ls, comma, nfs dash status statfs. Okay, so 192.168.238.133. So NFS is actually closed as well here, so we can't do it here as well. We can't do it in the Metasploitable one. Let me try to see what we can do. System ctl start nfs. Okay, I don't think it's available here as well, but just like I told you, the command is pretty straightforward. First thing you do is run this command. Okay, if it is running, if it is available, then it's going, you can use this command to list the exported shares. Okay, show mount e target, then mount an NFC share. Okay, you're supposed to make the directory and mount it, the share. Okay, then you can have access to it. And SNMP enumeration uses UDP 161, gather system information and network interface, running process, software, version, and routing information using SNMP community. And we can do this using this command. Again, I doubt this command will be available in our lab, but just like I told you, you can practice it on your own. Okay, and yeah, when you run this command, as usual, we're going to run the nmap script to check, and then we're going to check this one, use public to check. This is used to gather system information, network interface, running process, software version, and all this stuff. And then we can use tools like SNMP, okay, it's going to give you the details. But I think actually this will work. No, I don't think it will work because I tried it before, I think. Let me check, because this one actually works with our lab. Let me see. SNMP works actually. Yeah, so we can try it. 1 second. Let me just try it out. Let me try this one. Okay, let me just copy this one. Okay, copy this one. Okay, this will make it much easier to do. Okay, so I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to remove the target. Instead, I'm going to put 192.168.135. Let me try I'll try both the metasploitable 3 and 2. Yeah, this one actually seems to be working in metasploitable 3. Let me see. Yeah, the port is open actually. 161 open. So this one, okay, so we can exploit this one. Okay, SNMP. So basically SNMP is used for to set up monitoring. Like for example, let's say you have monitoring software or device, okay, you set up on your server or PC, and you want like access point switches or any device like PCs or whatever, you want them to send the status like health and CPU, memory, all these details to your monitoring software. Okay, you can use SNMP for that. That's the purpose of SNMP actually. It's supposed to send these details. So we can use this command now. We'll use this command. Okay, now I'm going to run it here, and I'm going to put here the IP 192.168.138 and 135. So right now I have all these details I got from there. Like we have all the software components, and we have all the stuff, device information and file system information. Even we have got all this process running, I think, right? Process running, and we have all this stuff, ports, and even it will give you the IP addresses associated with this, the user accounts, all these accounts. You see SSHD, guest, vagrant, all these users available that gave you, and even the details of the window application. So this is basically how we did it. Okay, we can also use this tool. Okay, so this is how we can enumerate user accounts. We're using system information. SNMP is actually very comprehensive. It gives you the system information, network interface, running process, software, all this gave us. Okay, LDAP is used with Active Directory to enumerate Active Directory domains, user groups, organizational units, all this stuff, domain configuration. And the same thing we should do with the LDAP actually. We'll use the nmap here, and this command we're just going to run it. Okay, just run this one. Okay, change this one to the 192.168.238.135. and I see script engine did not match. Okay, I think the issue is only with the script, so we can just remove it right now. I think this script is not actually available, so we just remove this one. Okay, keep this one and check. And LDAP is actually closed, so we can't actually test this one. Okay, but if it was open, okay, you can use it to do LDAP, anonymous LDAP search, like using this command. It's going to give you Active Directory domains, users, groups, OUs, computers. So this is the purpose for it. So I'm going to put this on the description so you can download it, and that's it for today's session. And tomorrow we're going to start vulnerability assessment. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next session.